Today's the 28th, 10 minutes after 8 in the morning, and we're about to head out on 236 miles or so. The road, we're going to take the northern route. We've decided to take the northern route. There's about 19 kilometers of gravel, so that might be a test for some folks. In any case, should be an interesting day. Everybody is dressed for cold weather. It's going to be chilly today, and that's it. More to come. All right, 9:45, quarter to 10 this morning. You would not believe all the things that have happened so far, so I'm going to have to give this to you in the next report. But my God, my shifter lever fell apart. Ralph made a wrong turn. We had to make a crazy U-turn. A group of 4 of us had to make a crazy U-turn in the streets of Kazan. We've only traveled 11 miles in 90 minutes. It has been absolute chaos, and so more to come on this.
The time is now 20 minutes to 12 on the 28th, and I have to remember to send that email to Dave Parker tonight because it's his birthday. So, in any case, what happened this morning, first of all, I was going to give you a report from the gas station where we just grabbed a quick coffee, but unfortunately there was a lot of activity there. It's pretty darn cold out. I think it's been about 48 degrees ambient, and with the wind chill and the bikes and all that, it's probably 35 degrees wind chill, something like that. So it's pretty cold, and everybody was adjusting their gear, and I had to open the panniers and get gear out, and so I've now got 2 layers of gloves on. But first thing that happened this morning was in Kazan, Ralph was behind a truck and behind another rider, and the group had been split and was ahead of him, and so he made the decision to go around the truck at just the wrong moment, and when he did that, he passed the truck on the left while the group turned to the right, and he came around the front of the truck, noticed that the group had turned to the right, but he played it safe, and he continued on. But that meant in the middle of Kazan, in a very busy area with a big interchange, he had to figure out how to get back. So 3 of us stopped and pulled over and waited for about 20 minutes for him, and the truck was with us. The truck decided that they were going to go search for him, so the 3 of us stayed, and eventually Ralph showed up while the truck was away. So we texted the truck that Mike and Alex were in the truck. We texted them and said, "We've got Ralph," and they texted back to Feroz, and they called Feroz and said, "Okay, you can continue, here's what you do." But Feroz didn't tell us any of that. He just got on the bike and said, "Follow me," and took off. And so we had no idea what was really going on. We followed Feroz, but with no information. And this is not the route that we were supposed to take. This is the special northern route. None of us have the tracks or the route, so we don't literally have any idea where we're going. So at that point, Feroz spotted the truck on a side street, I guess, and he did this crazy U-turn, and when he did the crazy U-turn, he was behind me. I was the first one through the intersection, so I couldn't do the crazy U-turn. I had to continue, so I went another, 50, 80 feet or so, and I was stuck, and I had to do a different kind of crazy U-turn. I eventually did my crazy U-turn, pulled in front of the truck. We both turned right. We were back on the main road, headed the right direction. We came to a stoplight. When we accelerated out of the stoplight, I noticed that my bike was in the wrong gear. So when I downshifted prior to the stoplight to put it in first gear, it didn't put it into first gear. It, I think, put it in somewhere between second and third. The bike was not properly in gear. So when I tried to accelerate out, I couldn't. It was, let's say it was in second gear, and the bike didn't have enough power. The bike stalled, and so there I am with the clutch in. The bike is rolling along, and I'm hitting the starter, trying to get it to start. The bike finally starts. I let out the clutch, and I'm moving forward, but it's in third gear, so I attempt to downshift. So I bang my left foot onto the shifter. The shifter linkage between the shifter rod and the transmission had fallen off, and so the shifter literally collapsed on the left-hand side, so I no longer had any ability to change gears, and I think it was in second gear at that moment, and so third. So I kept the bike in gear, immediately pulled over to the right. The van was behind me, And on the right-hand side of the road, we did what is typically called a bush or a field repair. And so we fixed it, and that took another, I don't know, 12 or 15 minutes. We did it pretty quickly. Alex was awesome. He was complaining about my toolkit being too secure and taking too long to get to the tools. This is a Russian telling me that my toolkit is too secure, and I just said, dude, we are not going to have this conversation now. So he agreed, and we moved on, fixed it, and now to solve the problem, I have sent all of my motorcycle information, the vehicle ID and the chassis ID and the engine ID, to Mike and Alex, who are in the van behind me. And sometime between here and the end of the day, when Mike is driving and Alex is in the right seat, Alex will call ahead either to the Ekaterinburg BMW dealer or the BMW dealer in Almaty, and they will order me a BMW lever, the SW Motec lever that I have, which I really love and which is a great piece of kit. Has failed on me twice now. It failed when I was riding across the U.S. in 2016 in exactly the same way. And so even though I've Loctited it and secured it and bought a brand new one before this trip, nevertheless, it failed. So I'm going to have a quick phone call with SW Motec when I get home and let them know I've had these problems and see what they'll do to help. They're a good company, and I'm sure we'll work something out. Nevertheless, this means another probably $150 or $200 for a BMW shift lever. Hard to believe they could charge that much, but they will, and I'll pay it. That's all there is to it. So that is the recap of the morning, and right now the temperature is 48 degrees again. I've zipped up my coat. I've got 5 layers on now. I have my riding shirt. I have a fiber-filled jacket. I have a wind stop jacket. I have my riding jacket, the climb induction jacket, and then on top of that I have my rain gear. So I'm using 5 layers of clothing to manage the cold weather, because I guess you'd say I'm an idiot. I didn't realize it was going to be this cold here. I just had a conversation with Phil, and I tell you what I'll do. I'll interview Phil a little bit later, and he'll explain that. But in the meantime, that's what happened. And thanks for listening. Yikes, we got a lot to do. Take care, everybody. Okay, this is kind of a crazy thing. So we're somewhere here in the middle of Russia, and all of a sudden, all these motorcyclists are coming out of the woodwork, riding with us, following us. It's kind of it's pretty hilarious. And this one dude was riding the other direction. He turned around and he pulled up, and now we have a Ural with a sidecar and a couple more GSs. And just all kinds of guys are riding with us now. So I think we're gonna stop and talk with them and find out what this is all about. In any case,
okay, time is what the heck time is it? Time is almost 2 o'clock, and we're just about to hit the road after lunch, and we're going to be hitting the gravel in about 16 kilometers. So we'll see what that's all about. Oh yeah, my coat. Spasiba. That would have been bad. Rain gear again. Not again, not more rain gear.